And we're back here. I told you, 2 o'clock, bang on the nose. 2 o'clock Eastern. We're here with PJ Harvey, and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, and we just checked out YouTube's video, Walk On, and as people know, you're opening up for the group. But I mean, aside from the sheer masses and numbers of people, and that get to hear your music, maybe some of them for the first time, what does a tour like that mean to you as an artist?
Well, obviously it's really good for me to be able to be seen by a lot of people that probably haven't heard my stuff before. I think that seems to be the case as well. You know, some nights we're going on stage and it really does feel like people haven't heard this before, don't really know what's going on. There's always a few of my own fans that are down the front, that have come to see me, but a lot of the time the crowd can be quite ambivalent, and it actually takes quite a lot of hard work from myself and the band to get people to listen, and I think that's a really good thing. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the challenge of that, and of being a support band again, and of not being able to take anything for granted. You have to work very hard to get people to listen.
I think you brought up a really great point, is the fact that it's still work for you. Like, I mean, you got this new audience, and you have to, you have to kind of bring it out of them as well.
Yeah, you do. You have to bring them into being interested in what you're doing, and that unless you give 100% to a crowd that aren't there to see you, that's not going to happen. So it's quite a lot of hard work, but it's a good discipline as well. It really, I'm glad that I'm doing this.
And the album, your latest album, Stories from the City, Stories from the Sea, you yourself, and as well as the press, has described this as being your most approachable record. And you've even coined it as being your, if you're going to put a pop record out, this would be your pop record. But what kind of things maybe surrounding yourself and that would bring a record out at this time with that much accessibility for you?
Well, with every album I do, I always think that my bottom line is I try to do something I haven't done before. It's to keep my own interest and to keep pushing myself forward, seeing what I can find. And so that's how this album came about, really. I just thought that I hadn't really explored melody. I hadn't really explored very clean, well-produced, clear-sounding, lush-sounding, beautiful sounds and harmonies and melodies, and that's what I wanted to do with this record. So I just chose the songs that seemed right to make that kind of record with, and then loosely termed it my pop album, because it really was a kind of clear and clean sound that I wanted to get, because I haven't really explored that before.
And there still remains that edge. You still have that edge, but there's also a lot of passion surrounding this record as well.
Well, when I say pop album, I always think pop, according to PJ Harvey, is quite a lot different to what pop is for a lot of other people, and of course I'm still going to have the same emotions there in the songs, and it's all seen through my eyes and filtered through me, so it's still going to have that slant on it.
Now, you also, as a songwriter, you draw from autobiographical experiences, and you fiction, and people that are around you, maybe drawing on their experiences. But what kind of mood do you have to be in to write and to lay your lyrics down?
I often think, I write all the time. I think it's a constant process. Writing for me is just part of living and breathing, really. And so inspiration can come from anywhere and anything at any time. Like you said, it's not just autobiographical. A lot of it is to do with just experiences that are going on around me, which I overhear or I'm a part of in some way, or just through things that we all hear on the news. Global catastrophes upset all of us. All of those kind of things filter into songs, and I do try and write in a kind of universal way, hoping that people can identify with things, because that's a big part of what I do, is that I try. I want to be able to make things that other people can relate to and use for their own purposes.
And with this record too, you wrote part of it in New York, and you can't leave New York without at least grabbing some experiences.
Yeah, it's true. It's a very inspiring place to be, certainly. And then for me, it was totally different to anywhere I've been before. So it was very exciting, and it was like seeing things for the first time. Even things that you become so accustomed to that it doesn't register anymore. But to be somewhere like New York, it all seemed new again. And I think that's very that's very exciting as a writer. That makes you start from the scratch.
Now, you managed to do what I think it's a lot of artists don't necessarily have that ability to do for whatever reason. But you managed to like keep your private life very private, but at the same time, you're still a public figure because of your music. Has it been an easy thing for you to do? I mean,
no, I've kind of learned to do that through. I've been doing this for sort of 11 years now, and I remember when I first started off, it was very hard for me to make that dividing line, and I did feel very swamped and didn't really understand what was happening for a long time. But then gradually, I've just become used to dealing with that and used to kind of protecting my privacy and knowing how to do that, and how much I will be open with publicly, and it's just a long process of learning from mistakes, really.
Okay, well, you know what? We got a jet, unfortunately, but thank you for stopping by.
Thank you very much.
A beautiful record. Stories from the city, stories from the sea. And you can check out PJ Harvey, because she's going to be opening up tonight again at Air Canada Centre with you too. Right now, we're going to check out A Place Called Home from PJ Harvey. Thank you.